Hey guys!
Hello!
Welcome back to our podcast, Turning Pages. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Ocean.
And we're so happy that you're tuning back in to listen. So this episode is talking, or comparing, we should say, the book Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe to the movie adaptation.
I liked the movie overall. I feel like it's, of course, not as good as the book because nothing could be as good as the book. But I feel like it was very accurate, I'd say, to the story. And a lot of the lines in the movie came straight from the book, which is really cool.
The dialogue was almost exactly the same.
It was, and there were definitely like some small changes, and I do feel like it was a bit of like a shortened version of the book.
Yeah.
And a lot of like the scenes and conversations from the book were quite shortened. But they were probably on a budget, so it's okay. But I feel like it was overall good. Yeah.
I really liked it. I thought they really did the book justice. I thought it was a really good movie adaptation. I thought the actors played the roles really well.
Yeah.
I thought, not only Ari and Dante, but like the parents. There were definitely some things taken out, but that's normally how it goes with movies. Yeah. There were some things I was sad that were taken out though, like the father's whole arc. Ari's dad's whole arc was taken out. Like, he didn't say anything about the war. He barely spoke throughout the entire movie. Which made me sad.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of Ari's relationship with his mom was also taken out. Yeah, just like the kind of relationships with their parents and their family for both Ari and Dante was such an important part of the book. And I feel like that was really taken out, and it was much more focused on Ari himself. Yeah. I
agree. Dante was barely in the movie.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. But, like, all the big storylines I thought were the same.
Yeah.
There were not a lot of hospital scenes whenever Ari was in the hospital. There was, like, 2.
That's also a very big part of the book.
Yeah.
And it was very shortened in the movie.
And Dante's parents don't go into his hospital room and thank him, which is a huge part of the book because it shows the acceptance into their family and like you're basically like our son or something like that,
Yeah, that's true.
So I thought that was like they very much like cut out those important relationships a little bit.
Yeah.
Was Tia Aunt Ophelia?
I think so.
I think so.
Which is interesting because she wasn't in the book at all. Yeah. I don't think
she was only mentioned in the book whenever she died.
But in the movie, there's lots of scenes with her.
Yeah. She was a huge part of the movie, and Ari was on the phone with her a bunch, and she was like, she talked to him in the hospital. Like, she was a really huge character.
Yeah.
Which I honestly found kind of surprising. But I think they wanted to convey that he had a special relationship with Aunt Ophelia, because in the book he did, and he says he did, but like, it was like inner dialogue.
Yeah, like it's not shown.
Yeah. So I thought that was a bit crazy. And I couldn't believe that there were barely any scenes of him in the hospital because it was such a huge part of the book.
And there's also a part of the book, there's 2 scenes in the book. One of them where Dante, I think, is crying over the dead bird, right? Because a bunch of boys were like killing birds. And he was so upset about it and he cried. And I feel like it showed how Dante is very sensitive, he's very emotional, and he's very different from other boys, and that is part of the reason why, I mean, Ari feels uncomfortable about it because he's very, the opposite of that. He's very, represses his emotions, he kind of hates himself for having emotions, and it shows, I think, why simultaneously he loves Dante so much because he's so different and unique, and they complement each other in that way. And they didn't show that. I don't think Dante or Ari cried like at all in the movie.
And in the book they do cry in front of each other and they hold each other,
which I think is really important. And then there was another scene, I think near the beginning of the book, where Ari has a fever. And I think,
the flu.
Yeah, and I think it shows how that scene is important because it shows how mentally tortured Ari is and how he keeps it all inside because he has nightmares, he's screaming, and it shows also the kind of complex relationship between him and his dad, because I think his dad tries to comfort him when he's having nightmares, but then at the same time there's like, they love each other and they want to be there for each other, but they just can't because they're both very repressing their emotions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that entirely. Yeah, and that's why I couldn't believe they basically like didn't have the dad was basically not a character at all.
That was very important for Ari. Yeah.
And also it was very important for him, and I just feel like their whole family dynamic was changed whenever he started talking about his memories in the war, and whenever, those are very important moments, and they weren't in the movie at all.
Yeah, like that's the thing, is like the movie was very focused on the love story, and I feel like the book, although at its core it is a love story, I feel like it's also a story about complex relationships, family relationships,
family
complex
dynamics,
emotions, self-acceptance. Like it's much more than just a romance story.
Yeah.
And I feel like the movie kind of took those parts out of it and made it just a romance story, which is okay, but like not quite as good as the book.
And there's more than romantic love. There's platonic love. There's family love. There's love for your animals. And I just feel as though it's important to convey all different types of love.
Yeah. That's what I love about the book. It's just like a love story, like in general.
Yeah.
Story about love itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved that they kept the dog.
Yeah,
in
legs.
The movie. Legs. I really, really liked that they kept the dog, because they could have easily have not done that. While there were a lot of things taken out, there were also a lot of little things that were in the story.
Yeah.
Like, in the book, he gets a homeless guy to buy him a 6-pack. Ari gets a homeless guy to buy him a 6-pack of beer. And that happened in the movie. Yeah. And he got the little pairs of shoes for his rear view mirror, like in the book. I just thought there were a lot of little small moments still there, which I did appreciate.
Yeah, and I like how I feel like they did a good job at conveying, because I feel like so much of the book is just Ari's internal dialogue, so you kind of miss out a lot, and a lot of like understanding of him in the movie because you don't get that internal dialogue. But I feel like they did do a good job of conveying how he is not comfortable with himself and he hates himself, and he's just like this grumpy teenage boy, and I feel like they did a good job.
And the actor was amazing.
Yeah.
He was able to convey it was like he read the book. Honest to God, him and the actor who played Dante, I felt as though they played their characters perfectly. Ari, literally, the actor, was super angsty with the role, and that's exactly what we needed from that character. And I really think that the actors did an amazing job with the characters, and I think they were able to convey the inner dialogue from the book through their body language. I thought that was really well done, and I thought that part of it was really, really good. Gina and Susie. Almost exactly like I imagined in the book.
Yeah, same.
I loved their chaotic energy. I really wish we would have had more time with them, though. Kind of like you said, because we had a good amount of time with them in the book. They had a lot of sweet, sweet moments with Ari, where it was clear that Ari was growing as a person. And those were taken out of the movie.
Yeah. Like, there was a scene where they all went out to the desert together, right, and got drunk. And I don't think that was in the movie. Yeah.
And I think that was a really important moment for Ari, because he realized that those were actually his friends, and that it was just platonic, and he knew that he had a bigger support system. I think that was really important. So I think that was a bit sad that wasn't in the movie, because I loved their friendship. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was great. They had a dynamic of a sibling dynamic.
Yeah.
I thought that whenever his mom talked about Bernardo, it was way earlier than whenever she did in the book. Because in the book, they start talking about Bernardo after Aunt Ophelia's funeral. But in the movie, they talk about it beforehand. And it happens because Ari is reading a letter from Dante, because Dante's in Chicago, and writing him letters, and he gets really, really mad. And he drives home from the desert in his truck, and he pulls up, and he's like, "Tell me about Bernardo," to his parents. And then his mom's like, "Can we do this later?" Which I found extremely different from the book, because in the book they talked about it after losing a member of the family, and the mom in the book was like, "I think it's time we talk to you about him and we stop having as many secrets." Like, she was full on board to talk about Bernardo, and I thought that was very different in the movie, because in the movie she didn't want to talk about him, which I found was completely different, not only because you know, the mom in the book and the mom in the movie had two completely different state of minds, which I really liked that in the book. The mom kind of came to terms with like, okay, like we're keeping secrets. We should probably tell him about his brother now. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, it was really different in the movie.
Yeah, I found the mom character was very different in the movie, which made me sad because she's one of my favorite characters.
Yes.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I thought the actress was amazing. This is no hate to her at all. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying we wish we would have had more screen time with her.
Yeah.
Because I loved Ari's whole family dynamic. Like, they were just so cute.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was lost.
I agree, yeah. And I think him and his dad had, like, conversations when they were driving to Aunt Ophelia's funeral. And I feel like that was also not in the movie, right?
Sort of. Like, they had a small scene of it in the movie. And he didn't say anything about the mom having a breakdown about Bernardo, but he just said maybe we should talk more.
Yeah. And I feel like that's very different from the book.
Yeah, because in the book, they full on talk about Bernardo. And again, like, Ari didn't know about Bernardo at this time in the book. And they're driving in, and the dad has to step out of the car, and he's, like, crying because he's remembering that, you know, Ari's mom had a complete breakdown whenever Bernardo was sentenced. Mm-hmm. And Ari was at his Aunt Ophelia's house for 9 months. Because of the breakdown.
Yeah.
He was staying with his aunt. Which I feel like they didn't talk about in the movie either, which made me sad because that would have, like, shown how big of, like, a bond that they had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know that scene in the book where Ari and Dante get high and run naked in the rain?
Yeah. I'm
so glad they kept their underwear on in the movie. I was so scared for my life. I was like, please tell me they're not going to get naked right now. They kept their underwear on. Was it a bit awkward that they were running around in their tighty whities? Yeah. But, like, overall, I'm very happy that they weren't butt naked.
Me too. God bless.
Because that was not only a crazy scene in the book, but I did not know how that was going to play out on the movie. Yeah. I didn't know if they were going to keep it in there. Oh, they did. They kept it in there. But not full on naked.
Yeah.
That was really awkward, though. I feel really bad for the actors that they had to do that. I know that they were, like, their characters were high, but still.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, I don't get naked around my friends.
Same.
I don't get naked around my friends. And I just thought that was so weird, like.
Yeah. Yeah. No amount of weed could make me get naked around my friends. I'm so sorry.
Like,
but I feel like that is a sign that they're gay for each other.
Yes, because they wanted to get naked in front of each other.
Yeah.
They didn't in the movie, though, but they still were in their underwear.
Yeah. Suspicious.
That was... That was crazy, and I just felt really bad they had to act that out like that. And the scenes in movies, you know, they normally film the scenes like over and over and over. I just felt so bad.
Also, it was during the daytime. I thought it was during nighttime.
I know. I thought it was during the evening. And what's so funny is that before it starts to rain, you can see that the sky is like clear and blue, no clouds at all. And then all of a sudden, it just starts pouring rain, and it was just like, I don't know. I just thought that was really funny. And I was like, yeah, thank goodness they aren't naked right now. Also, the kiss that's in Dante's room was in the car.
Yeah.
And Ari had a very different reaction than he did in the book. In the book, he just gets quiet, and he gets a bit awkward. In the movie, he freaking yells at Dante. Yells.
He's really mad.
He's like, get out of my car, you freak! Get out of my car! Get out right now! Which is insane.
Yeah. Damn. Bro was mad.
On a whole other level, like, I wasn't expecting that at all. I was like, okay, he's gonna be a little bit quiet. No, he just started screaming his head off, and I was like, whoa.
I mean, okay, I do kind of like that version better, though.
Also,
I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, Dante did low-key force him to kiss him. I feel like in the movie, Ari was more like, no, I don't want to do this, than he was in the book. Mm-hmm. And Dante literally forced him. Honest to God, I would have the same freaking reaction. Get out of my car. I told you multiple times I didn't want to kiss you.
Literally, bro.
So that reaction was valid, but it also caught me off guard because it was completely different than in the book.
Yeah.
And then they didn't talk for like a long time. Like in the book, they talk like a few days later, but in the movie, they don't talk for a while.
Yeah, they stop talking until Dante is in the hospital.
Exactly. And in the movie, Ari finds out about Daniel because he sees Daniel's car in Dante's driveway, and he sees Dante and Daniel through the window. Which I think is different than in the book, right?
Yeah.
In the book, Dante just tells him about him because they work at the same pharmacy place.
Yeah.
Oh, that was drama in itself. Whew. That whole Daniel storyline was crazy, bro.
It was crazy. We hate Daniel.
We hate Daniel. When Dante was in the hospital, it was very similar to what I imagined in the book. As heartbreaking as a sight as I thought it would be. And I thought that Ari's anger was portrayed really well.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he goes in the hospital and he sees Dante and he's like furious. And then he speaks with Dante's parents, and his parents drag him out into the hall and are like, you'd stand by Dante no matter what, right? The conversation with the dad before Ari went to the hospital, though, in the book, was not in the movie.
That's true.
Yeah. But Ari gets so mad, and he's like, Daniel, like, I'm gonna go find Daniel. So he, like, storms away. And then he finds Daniel. And the whole break scene is there. Like, you're gonna take your break in 5 minutes, and I'm gonna wait in the alley. And I just thought that was so good. I'm so glad they kept that scene in there. And then Daniel tells him about, like, Julian. Then he goes and beats up Julian, like he deserved.
Yes.
And then, because, like, Julian's dad knows his dad, and whenever he got back to his house, his parents were like, oh my god, we heard what happened. And then Ari has, like, that point, like he did in the book, whenever he's like, he beat up Dante and stuff like that. He's barely recognizable. Then his parents tell him, like, son, you're gay. Like, the same thing. Same conversation again. Like, son, you're gay. But his dad didn't talk about his time in the war.
That's true, yeah.
Which I feel like was a very missed opportunity. And the time span that I found in the movie was shorter. It was only 1 summer and 1 school year, unlike in the book where it was 2.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, it was only like an hour and a half, the whole movie.
Yeah. Very short. And I was really surprised that it wasn't on any streaming services.
Yeah, it's so underrated.
Yes, because I thought the actors were amazing. I thought, the story wasn't completely accurate to the book, but what movie ever is? And it was still really well done. I really liked the music in the movie. I liked the vibes. I think they captured the vibes very well. I liked the colors. So I was just, like, kind of surprised that it wasn't on any streaming services. I had to go on YouTube to watch it.
Yeah, I had to go on, like, 1, 2, 3 movies.
That's crazy, bro. Aren't you afraid of getting a virus?
I have a VPN, so, like,
okay.
It's okay.
The moment wherever Dante and Ari are in the desert, and that whole scene where it's like, Ari confesses his feelings. I like how they left that to the last scene of the movie like they did in the book. I was really sad, though, because the no, you kiss me lines were cut.
I know, it was pretty different.
And that was in my opinion, some of the best parts of the book was that scene because of those lines.
Yeah, I agree. And they changed it.
They changed it. That broke my heart. I was like, no!
Why?
Oh my gosh, I forgot to say earlier, freaking masturbation letters in this movie. And it was so awkward because I watched this with my dad. They cut out everything except for the masturbation letter. It's like, why do I need to hear about this? Literally, why?
Why?
What is the freaking point? It's so awkward. I don't know, why do they need to talk about that? I don't know why.
I guess it shows that, like,
teenage boys or whatever.
Yeah, or it shows, like, the difference between, like, Ari and Dante, and how Dante is so open, and he is really open. And how Ari is not comfortable with that at all. Yeah.
Because in the movie, he rips up the letter. Yeah. Who freaking would be? If I got a letter from that from someone, I'd be like, what the hell? I'd be like, what the hell is going on?
Bro, when I go to BC this summer, I'm going to be sending you letters.
Don't send me one.
I'm going to send you one just to annoy you.
No. I will literally burn that letter. I don't like how I kept that in the movie. Why did that need to be in the movie?
I know.
I understood their differences already. I did not need this freaking letter.
Bro, what did your dad think about that?
He was like, whoa. He was like, what's going on here? And then I tried to talk as much as I could so that I didn't have to hear any of the rest of the letter.
They did make it a lot shorter than it was
They
in the
did,
book.
but it was still there.
Despicable.
That was diabolical. Anyway, though. Back to peace. I liked how he said, how could I have ever been ashamed of, like, loving Dante? I like how he said that, because that was the last line of the book. So I like how Ari said that. But he said it out loud, so that was a little bit awkward.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Like, if I heard someone say, how could I ever be ashamed of loving Ryan? I'd be like, what the hell? Do you think you're too good for me or something?
I was worried they were, like, schizophrenic. Like,
yes!
right here.
I just laughed like a vinyl record, bro. I was like... Anyway.
Like, imagine someone talking about you, like, in third person.
I know!
You're right there.
How could I have ever been... It's like...
Who are you talking to right now?
It's like, are you talking to me? What's going on here? Yeah, so, like, I like that line. I like in the book, but I wish it would have been the actor, like, voicing on top of, like...
Mm-hmm.
But I liked how at the end... I liked how they were, like, sort of cuddling, and then it shows, like, I think Dante's hand, and it shows, like, a little, like, universe, and it's, like, you can discover the secrets of the universe in someone's hand. Yeah. I thought that was super sweet, because the title's literally, Ari and Dante discover the secrets of the universe.
And I think that is a line in the book.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
And I like that, because it's so true, and that's exactly what happened. They like, literally discovered all the mysteries that they thought through each other.
Yeah.
I really liked the music. I thought the music was on point.
Mm-hmm, me too.
And I thought the actors were amazing. I thought everything about it was super, like, the setting was really accurate to the book. Mm-hmm. I thought it was an overall really well done movie. Like, I think there were things that were changed, yes, but I think overall it was really well done.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, I don't know if I'm going to say something. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in after edits. Lin-Manuel Miranda was a producer of the movie, and he plays Alexander Hamilton in the Hamilton musical on Broadway. Well, he did. And in the book, Ari is writing a research report on Alexander Hamilton.
Oh my god.
So I thought that was a huge deal.
That's crazy. Bro, I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's such a silly guy.
Yes, he's so sweet. Everyone just needs to collectively protect him.
Yeah. What a goofy guy.
I used to love him in Mary Poppins Returns when I was younger.
Aww.
And then, of course, like, I love Hamilton. I'm a musical theater person. And I discovered Hamilton last year. And I was so shocked whenever I found out he was in Mary Poppins Returns.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so happy that he was a part of this, because I was like, what a coincidence.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah. So I couldn't believe that. I was watching the credits and I was like, is that Lin-Manuel Miranda's name? Anyway, though, enough about Hamilton. This is about Ari and Dante. But that's really all I had to say. What would you rate the movie out of 5 stars, and why?
I would rate it maybe a 3.8, 3.9, I think, because I thought, yeah, overall it was pretty good. Overall, it was accurate to the book. The acting was good. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, it just didn't quite match the book, but that's okay. But it was a lot better than I expected, and yeah, I would recommend it. I thought it was good, and it was sweet.
Yeah. I agree. I was really nervous going into the movie because this book is out of this world.
It is.
But I really, really liked the movie. I thought the actors were amazing. I thought it was really good. I'd rate it a 4 out of 5 stars. Like I said earlier, I didn't like the details that I felt were important to the plot that were taken out.
Yeah.
But I mean, besides that, like, I didn't really have any complaints. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. And the ending was as wholesome as I hoped it would be. And Legs was in it.
Yes.
And yeah, I did really think I thought it was really well done. I thought it was a really good movie adaptation. And like I said, I'm surprised it isn't on like Prime or Netflix or anything.
Yeah, it should be.
It definitely should be. Overall, I think that if you haven't read the book and you watched the movie, you'd still get a pretty good idea of what the book is about.
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't hit as hard emotionally because it's just a much quicker and shortened version of the story. So like it's not quite the same.
Yeah.
Read the book first.
No, I agree. But like all the big storylines are the same.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It's just those little extra moments that you get with the characters that make it such like a sweet, wholesome story all around that, you know, aren't there. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. If you liked it, please, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. And if you're on Spotify, please follow and leave us a rating. And tell people you love to listen to the podcast if you enjoyed it. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. And I hope you guys all take care. Bye.
Bye.